Welcome back to Gooner Fanzine TV. We just got done interviewing Per Mertesacker on his new book, Big Friendly German. He was as big, friendly and German as the book title suggests, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
Absolutely fantastic. Like, how was your
Yeah, you're
chat
absolutely
with him?
right, Toby. He was big, he was friendly and he was German. He was an absolute legend. We all know his playing career. I don't know if all of us know his sort of background and his career history and stuff he does off the pitch as well. But the book's forthright, and Per Mertesacker was stunningly forthright. He was what I love. I mean, I've come across him last season. We interviewed him at under 23 games. I think I caught up with him at Forest Green Rovers last season in a Checkatrade game, and we had a bit of a chat. And he won't duck a question. He won't play a dead bat. He'll give you an answer. And today, having talked to him about the book, it was just amazing. I love players who have got some sort of hinterland, who obviously love their football, know their football, knowledgeable about football, but also have got more than that as well.
Yeah.
They realise that football's their life and it's the life of so many people, but there's more to life than just football. And every question we asked him, he just came back with really considered, interesting, articulate answers.
Yeah, he was really engaged, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
I think he's one of those footballers. You have footballers that are sort of very talented. He's a thinking footballer, isn't he? He's someone that's thought a lot about the game, thought a lot about captaincy, which is how he ended up with the captain's armband. And I found him really engaging. And even though he had more interviews to do after us, but he was still he was as interested in what we had to say and as passionate about Arsenal to talk about Arsenal as he would have been in any of the others. So really exciting.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I've done a few of these days over the years, and I mean, you do have to play the game as a player or an agent or an author or whatever, and you do have to talk. But you can suss out them straight away. The ones that just want to sell a book for the sake of selling the book, and the ones that genuinely care about what they're talking about, have a real passion about books. He had that as well, and just a real articulacy about talking about themselves. I mean, you'd think it would be easy just for anyone, let alone a sportsman, to just talk about themselves and talk about their career. But you'd be surprised how many people can't do that, how many sportsmen can't do that. Yeah. So for someone like Per to take the time to talk to us, and we got some really good stuff as well, was really, really satisfying. I absolutely loved it. Really, really loved talking to interesting sports people in general, but interesting footballers and interesting former Arsenal players who are still at the club and have a massively crucial role to play in the future of the club. To talk to him and to listen to his really, really interesting answers was really good fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to make yourself.
Yeah, no, it sounded like it's a book full of sort of, he wanted to share things in this book, and we spoke to Raphael Honigstein straight after, who co-authored it, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it's really interesting that he sort of said he didn't expect Per to want to outpour in this way.
Yeah.
I mean, he comes across as someone that's sort of, you can see how he would be a good leader, really. He's got a real, when he walks in the room, it's obviously 6 foot ridiculous amount.
6'6", something like that,
and and he's just got a real presence, but a really friendly one, and just super relaxed with people he's never met before, and real confidence. So you can see how he's a great leader at Arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. You make a really good point there, Toby. Yeah, just going on Raphael as well. I've probably both seen him around the press box. I've certainly seen a lot of him at Arsenal over the last few years. And I've got huge respect for him as a journalist.
Someone we both look up to massively.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to just spend 10-15 minutes, we've got a separate pod with Raphael as well, talking about the book and talking about his experience with Per and Arsenal as well, and that'll be out soon. But just to spend time talking with him, for me and for yourself as well, was just really enjoyable too. So we've had a really, really good afternoon. We had some real insights into the book. Obviously, buy the book. I think it's out now. It certainly is out now, I should say. There's a signing. Per Mertesacker's having a signing at, is it the Tollington? I think it's the 26th of September. But double check that. And you've got to buy it. It's a really, really good book. I'm not going to give too much away. Toby's interviewed him as well, and it was just good fun. What would you take away from today then, Toby, having talked to Per and Raphael as well?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a really insightful bloke. I think he's got a lot of... I think punditry is probably something that he should look into, really, because I think he's got a really interesting perspective. And obviously, Rafa also mentioned that he's German, and Rafa's also German, and they had a lot of long conversations in German. I can only imagine what he's like to speak to in his native tongue, because he was fascinating today. And I look forward to seeing him more on TV, and I also look forward to reading the book. So definitely. Absolutely.
I mean, just one more point on Per. You can understand why he's done so well so far in terms of behind the scenes at Arsenal as a head of academy, because there was no BS about him. He was just you ask a question, he'll give you a straight answer, and you can imagine him with youngsters and anyone at the club basically who comes to him with something or has got a question or a query or an issue. He wouldn't pull the wool over anyone's eyes, would he? He'd give you a straight answer.
And he mentioned about Rob Holding, and he sort of let on that he's had a lot to do with Rob Holding, and sort of I think he sees him as a future captain, and it'll be moulding him over the next few years. So I think Per is an absolutely brilliant person to have in and around Arsenal, and in and around the first team as well as the academy. And he spoke about Bellerin as well as a potential future captain, and about the leaders around the club. So yeah, lots really interesting stuff we got there. I'm looking forward to you all seeing it when we put it out very soon. So yeah, comment below your best memories of Per Mertesacker, and also subscribe, because all of these videos, we've got loads of content on this interview and our chat with Rafa as well coming to the channel. So subscribing will be really worth your while. Cheers, thank you.